All right, welcome in, gang. I want to talk a little bit about our New York Jets. We've selected 6 captains. I want to tell you my thoughts on them as well as what I think it could mean for the New York Jets' future. And the New York Jets are debuting some new uniforms week 14 against the Miami Dolphins. We got to see those uniforms drop today, so I want to give you my thoughts on that as well. First up, let's talk a little bit about the captains. Justin Fields, AVT, Quinnen Williams, Jamien Sherwood, Garrett Wilson, and McCrary Ball wind up becoming the 6 captains for this year. Justin Fields, it sort of just makes sense. In my head, the captain of the football team was always the quarterback of the team. Obviously, you want this guy to be a leader. You don't want someone just to get it just because they're, a particular player or whatever. But I think Justin Fields is a guy that players are going to rally around. Garrett Wilson obviously has the connection with him. Jeremy Ruckert, Josh Myers. There's a lot of Ohio State guys that know him. And I think he just holds himself well. From everything I've seen through the video clips of the New York Jets and the way he holds himself on the sideline at training camp, it seems like a good fit. AVT winds up being a captain for this year, which I really like because maybe that's a tip of the hand for how the players and the coaches feel about AVT in a contract year. Him and John Simpson are going to be up at the end of the season for new deals, and this, you would think you'd want to try and retain one of your captains. I really like that. So I would like to see AVT come back. A lot of positional flexibility. Obviously, health is going to be a major concern. What is he going to ask for on the open market and whatnot? But this seems to be trending in the direction of maybe retaining an AVT. Jamien Sherwood gets the nod on the defensive side. Love this. Obviously, replacing CJ Mosley from last year. It really feels like we've been grooming Sherwood for a while, and this is probably one of my favorite developed players within the organization in the last few years. Like Sauce and Garrett, Jermaine, all those guys, Quinnen, studs across the board, but they're all really high draft picks. With Sherwood, I feel like there was a development aspect to it. It's kind of the same way I feel about like Quincy Williams. We didn't obviously draft him, but same sort of like development that has happened over the last few years. Sherwood was the player during the players-only practice that had the ability to call all the defensive plays. Justin Fields was the player on the offensive side, and then Aaron Glenn was the only coach at the practice that lasted about an hour or so. So seeing Sherwood kind of take up that responsibility of CJ Mosley, Muji re-signed him this past offseason to like a 3-year, I want to say it was $45 million contract. Seems like he's trending in the right direction. So I really, really like what we're getting out of Sherwood right now. Quinnen Williams, he sort of speaks for itself. Dude's been a stud, rock solid his entire career here. So, defensive line makes a lot of sense. Garrett Wilson, the relationship he has with Fields, the way he holds himself in press conferences, the standard of his play comparatively to like players we've seen in the past. It feels like he holds himself the right way. He carries himself the right way across, public appearances, on the field, really fights for every yard. Kind of gets him in trouble sometimes because he winds up dropping the ball a little bit because he tries a little too hard. But I like that Garrett Wilson has been a vocal leader on this team. I think he's earned it. I think it makes a lot of sense. Got a big contract this offseason. So very, very deserving for Garrett Wilson. And then McCrary Ball on special teams gets the nod. I don't actually remember who our captain was on special teams last year. I think Hardy was our special teams captain 2 years ago. But you guys can let me know who that was last year. And it seems like he's trending in the right direction as well. Obviously, we kept him as a linebacker, but the special teams nature of his position, or that's not right, not his position, his value to the team is obviously on special teams. The one name that I thought was a little interesting that wasn't on here was Sauce Gardner. I would have assumed that, Sauce gets the big contract. He's such a popular name within New York. I just sort of assumed that would be applied to him. But at the same time, Darrelle Revis was only captain for the New York Jets in I think 1 season. I'm pretty sure it was only 1 year. So I'm not going to make a mountain out of a molehill here. Obviously, Sauce got a massive contract. The money that they're giving him clearly speaks to how the team feels about Sauce Gardner. So it's not anything bad. I was a little surprised is what I'm trying to say. So I like our 6 captains. I think it was well-deserving of all 6 guys. And hopefully it means AVT is going to stick around a little bit longer. This message is sponsored by Raycon. Don't you love when you have one of your favorites come back better than ever? I'm talking Aaron Glenn as a player is a stud. Aaron Glenn as a head coach, gonna take it to the next level. We're talking Super Bowl or beyond. Well, Raycon's everyday earbuds classics are back, and now they have active noise cancellation. Their audio quality rivals the biggest brands in the industry that you know and love at half the price. And if you don't believe me, go check out the tens of thousands of 5-star reviews online. 8 hours of playback time, 32 hours of charge in the case. I find myself rarely charging these headphones except for maybe once a week. I love the active noise cancellation. You guys know I have 2 toddlers. My household does not stay quiet for very long, but I pop these headphones in and I go into my own little world. I can go edit my videos in peace and quiet. Not to mention you can connect to 2 different Bluetooth devices, which I find super helpful when I want to listen to a podcast on my phone, but I want to edit on my computer, and I can flip back and forth seamlessly. It has been a godsend for me from a content perspective as well as just a productivity perspective. If you guys want to help support the channel, head to buyraycon.com/jetstalk. It'll get you 20% off their best-selling everyday earbuds classics. Raycon, thank you so much for sponsoring the channel. Then we're going to go over to the jersey release. The Jets released a new rivalry jersey that they're going to be debuting. I want to say it was 2 divisions that wound up dropping. It was the AFC East. I think it was like the NFC. Is it the NFC North maybe? I don't remember. 2 divisions wind up dropping these uniforms this year, and the Jets one. Let me know what you think about it. I'll be honest, it's not really what I was expecting. I like that they went with a gray colorway, but it's kind of more black than the gray I was kind of expecting. The Jets and like an F-16 fighter gray would have sort of made a little more sense for me, but they went the route of like New York City, concrete jungle sort of thought process. They put out some pictures. I want to go over some of the notes within the pictures and descriptions that they gave. So that the helmet is matte black with a patterned stripe. Actually didn't even notice this stripe initially until I read that comment. It's very muted on the top of it, but I think that's kind of cool. Pants, Gotham green with black and iron ore stripes. I'll be honest, I don't see the Gotham green. I don't know if it's like outlined and I'm just missing it or my eyes are just like seriously going bad. I don't notice any green other than maybe like some degree of like olive maybe in these, in like the lighter gray areas. So I guess I would have liked to have seen more green. It just kind of feels more like a Raiders uniform almost. The shoulder panel, New York City manhole cover inspired pattern. Neat that they're giving it a New York City kind of spin to it. I don't know how much like a manhole cover that covers a sewer for a team that has stunk for so long. It's just sort of like writes its own jokes almost. I don't know. I think it looks fine on the shoulders, but maybe not a thing that covers the sewers is all. The name and numbers on the Gotham City football custom nameplate and number font. I'll be honest, this feels very Oregon Ducks Nike twist on a uniform. I don't like the looping, swooping numbers on the front. I really like the block numbers from like a traditional football jersey. Maybe that's like old man yells at clouds type of thing from me, but I don't particularly love this uniform. I'll be honest. I think it could be cool. Like if they change the numbers up a little bit and they put maybe some green accents on there, but there's people that get paid a lot of money to do this sort of stuff, and maybe it's going to be a hit. Maybe they're going to sell a crazy ton of them. I don't really know. But it's definitely a little bit of a letdown, I think, from what I was maybe sort of expecting. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Like, I think I like them more than the last iteration of jersey, like the ones with the weird wings on like the side of it. So, step in the right direction. We're going to see them against Miami week 14, so we'll get to see how they look on the field. I'll be honest, if they start winning in this kind of uniform, I don't care what it looks like. It's going to look a lot better when you start getting some W's. Any jersey you have, when you get loss on top of loss on top of loss, obviously going to look a lot worse. So give me some wins. I don't really care about the glitz and the glam of like the showiness and trying to sell stuff this year. Just want to see results. So guys, let me know your thoughts. What do you think of the new uniforms for the Week 14 game? What do you think about the 6 choices for captains that the Jets chose? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, go Jets. Jets!